And good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. And we have on screen with us our seven guest ringers from Japan, USA, and Hong Kong. All right, the guys will be kept muted, and we'll get them to unmute themselves when it's time to chat. And on screen also, we have Valerie, our MOB co-producer for the MOB-16 Handbell Show, coming up in 2 days' time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Well, my name is Damien, and I'm the principal conductor and producer for the MOB-16. And on screen, we have with us, I would like to introduce everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this would be Michael Glasgow, our foreign guest conductor from the USA. Hello, Michael.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Yay. And next to Michael, we have our guest ringer from USA. Hello, say hi to Mike Hess, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, everybody. So good to be here. Thank you so much for letting me.
Yay. Thank you. And all the way from Hong Kong, we've got Maggie and Brandon. Hi, Maggie and Brandon.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And also from Hong Kong, we have Yolanda. And from Japan, please welcome Leila Saito.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. And last but not least, we have our friend from USA. This is Leslie Lewis. Hello, Leslie.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Let me work out the screens here. There we go. And yes, as I mentioned to you, we would like to introduce our MOB 16 co-producer and production manager. Hi, Valerie.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Okay. For the benefit of our audiences who are watching from all over the world, please feel free to type your messages to us and ask us any questions you like. Type it inside your comments post, and we will be able to see what you're typing. And to start off first, yes, we already got a message coming from Barbara. Hello from California. Hello, Barbara. Hello. Okay, great. Okay, so for this evening, we will be asking our foreign guests who are here for the MOB 16 concert that's happening in 2 days' time. We're going to ask them a few questions here. And feel free, ladies and gentlemen, to ask your questions to them as well. And so we're going to start off the ball rolling in this 30-minute interview with this first question. Okay. By the way, just a quick show of hands. If you could put your fingers close to the screen, how many times have you been in Singapore? To our foreign guests, how many times? Layla 2 times, Yolanda 2 times, Mike twice, Maggie 0. Whoa, okay, and okay, Brandon's going 2-1, 2-1, 2. Okay, 1. How about Leslie? Leslie. I think Leslie will be 1 time. Yeah, 1 time we'll see Leslie there. Thank you. So here's your first question, and I think we'll be asking Brandon and Maggie first. So here's your first question. Maggie, Brandon, tell us one thing about handbells in Singapore here that you've discovered, be it in schools or the MOB.
I think the handbells here is very energetic. For example, just like the rehearsal we had last Saturday,
and Sunday.
and people at the mobster they don't seem to get tired. So I think they really like handbells and very energetic. Yes.
Yeah, because we had 2 full-day rehearsals, like in 2 days' time. So it's a really long rehearsal, and they are really energetic. And the music are also very energetic as well, because they add a lot of different kinds of percussion, basses, keys. It's just very rich in both like musical terms, and like the whole experience is very nice. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, when you say energetic, you're referring to the Saturday last week where we trained from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
13 hours of ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, here's a picture of us ringing in the studio. If you can just imagine 13 hours of ringing here at Goodman Arts Center. Yeah. Okay, and then of course Sunday we had like 1 p.m. all the way to 10 p.m., including packing and stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much. What about Yolanda and Layla? Yep. What's one thing about handbells here that you've just discovered?
So for Ministry of Bells, it's like a show, not a concert. And it was like we enjoy playing the music, and I think audience can enjoy too. So it's like communication thing.
Communication.
We enjoy the music together. We can.
Great. Communication is in making music together, right? How
Yeah.
music links one another, be it whether we are from Hong Kong, Japan, or USA or
Yeah.
Singapore, and it's the music that brings us together, that links us together. It's like a international common language.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Yolanda. What about you?
I think the MOB or school is very good in the music and there's feel more energy here. Yeah, they will just okay. It's like it's okay. They just say the music and then get. It's very good for all ringers. Like
Great. Thank you.
concentrate.
Great. Well, feel free to use if you guys would like to speak in a language that you're comfortable with, well, feel free to do that as well. Thanks, Yolanda. We like that. It's very energetic and let's have all of us to do that. Yeah. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you. Okay. What about Leslie? Leslie, your first time. You know, Leslie is a what Leslie, what did you call yourself? A self-proclaimed handbell addict, traveling addict, a handbell symposium addict. Is that right, Leslie? Hey, Leslie. Leslie. Okay, Leslie might be facing some technical problems. No worries. Let's go over to Mike and Michael. Okay, Mike and Michael coming over to you in a short moment. There you go. Mike and Michael, what do you think? What's one thing about handbells here that you just discovered? I'm going to help you. Yeah.
Sure. I think I'm most impressed with how important handbell education is in schools. I think the couple of schools that we visited where Michael was doing workshops, it's just incredibly impressive how well prepared the students are, how musical they are, what kind of training they get from a very, very early age. And that's something that I don't think we enjoy the same way in the States. And so it's just wonderful to see that be a huge part of education here.
And how often they rehearse and how much, the one school we were at, they do twice a week for 3 hours. I mean, that's no wonder they're so fantastic. It's a huge commitment. And of course, having been here, knowing the great musical excellence from the last trip, but also remembering or rediscovering maybe that everyone's very particular about making sure to wear gloves, but not so particular about actually polishing the handbells. So I started wiping down bells and was like, oh, I'm the only one, okay? And that's like the best thing ever when you don't have to wipe down your bells after practice. Yay! So, but it's fantastic. The amount of, as Mike said, the infrastructure that goes into the educational side of it is the investment is so critical for these kids. And I wish we had more of that in the States.
Thank you so much, Michael and Mike. Yeah, some schools they train twice a week. Primary schools usually once a week. And then when it's close to this national event called the Singapore Youth Festival, some schools go up to 3 times a week, and each session ranging between 2 to 3, 4 hours depending. Yep, and you're right. We take our music really seriously, and but most importantly, the students. they really enjoy the time. I mean, you've seen how they perform for you, and how they perform their pieces, how they smile, and how they enjoy themselves. I mean, it's so important for handbell ringing and ringers, not just in schools but anywhere in the world, that when we perform, the importance of showing how much we love our instrument, how much we love our art form is so important. Yeah. Okay, great. Now, Leslie, are you there, Leslie? No? Okay. Well, we have Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson, all the way from England, is watching. Hello, Michael. Hello. Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to type in your comments. And so when we see your comments, we are then able to put them onto the screen. In the meantime, if you'd like to ask us any questions, please feel free to do so through your comments post as well. The other thing is this: our concert is in a couple of days' time on 18th February, Saturday, 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. at the Drama Center. Tickets are still available. You may go to www.mob16.weebly.com and you can purchase tickets there, or you could go direct to Eventbrite, and you will be able to find our MOB-16 tickets in there as well. That's right, it's our 16th year of the MOB's existence here in Singapore, and this weekend's concert will feature songs like the Arnold Sherman Trilogy, Fantasy number 1, Fantasy number 2, Fantasy number 3, conducted by Michael Glasgow. And we will also be playing Emily Lee's Nocturnal Fantasy, right? And that will be conducted by MOB Conductor, Steffi Neo. So that makes up the 4 fantasies in Act 1, following which we have the Avengers, and we have the Les Miserables, Speechless, of course, arranged by our distinguished guest conductor here, Michael Glasgow, Speechless from Aladdin. And yes, I did mention Aladdin. We do have Aladdin coming back. And we have Part of Your World, Under the Sea from The Little Mermaid. We have I See the Light from Rapunzel, as well as the world premiere of Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. That's right, the 1983 movie, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, following which we do have A Million Dreams from The Greatest Showman, and the world premiere of Michael Glasgow's arrangement of Never Enough from The Greatest Showman as well. So if you've not gotten your tickets yet, please get them from mob16.weebly.com or Eventbrite directly. Okay, with that, we're going to move on to our second question. So please tell us, friends, how would you describe the handbell show preparation last week? Well, some of you said, oh, very energetic, very long. Okay, let's talk a little bit more in detail. How would you describe really the training that took place? Okay, and what's in store for our audience this weekend? All right, so why not this round? Let's start with Mike Hess. Is that all right, Mike? All right, Mike Hess, take it away.
I think the main takeaway that I had from the rehearsals was that it was incredibly well organized. You're going to rehearse for an entire day, 14 hours, and then the next day for 9 or 10 hours. You have to have a great plan, and it was planned incredibly well. The flow was wonderful. I think we got through all the music, and everybody was able to be focused the entire time.
Yeah, that surprised me a lot too, just the amount of focus. And the time, they were very long, intense days. They went by very quickly. I mean, and it was great. It was very professionally done, which I admire so much about the way Ministry of Bells conducts everything. Before any of us even got here, it was the itineraries laid out, the schedule, all the details. Everyone knew where to be, when to be there, how to dress, what to do. And that's going to make for an amazing show.
Thank you, Mike and Michael. We are really, really blessed. The Ministry of Bells and the audiences in Singapore and the ringers in Singapore are really blessed to have you back here in Singapore, because you are truly a very, very energetic and a conductor that really spreads not just music, but sounds of love, sounds of intention, sounds of expression. I mean,
Thank-
it's just wonderful working with you, Michael. Thank you so much for coming back to Singapore.
Thank you for the invitation.
Thank you. Okay, we see Leslie now. Great. Leslie is together with Yolanda and Layla. Leslie, what about you? How would you describe the handbell show preparation last weekend and what's in store for the audience this weekend?
It was a lot of intense ringing, a lot of fun music. A lot of fun's going to be had for the show. I'm really looking forward to doing this. This is something a little different than what we do in the States when we do a concert. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Thank you, Leslie. What about you, Yolanda?
I think the preparation is very effective because the all MOB ringers is so helpful for us and always is settled down for all those with the ringing or the bells. So we are just go in and the ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Layla, what about you? What do you think is in store for the audience this weekend? What can the audience look forward to?
All the all the songs are very popular songs, and you also you can listen to the original songs, handbell original songs too, so they can enjoy both type of songs. And we have original song we can play with bells, just bell, only bells, and then we have other percussion and what's the Yamaha one?
Yamaha Electron Stagia
Yeah. The
from
cool.
Hamamatsu, Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. So Layla, not telling the audience too much, because if they wanted to come and watch, they should go to this website www.mob16.weebly.com or Eventbrite to get your tickets. Right down below, that's the link there. That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any questions for our artists, our performers, our conductors, please feel free to type your questions in the comments space, and we will be able to read your questions and direct them to our performers. Moving on to our friends from Hong Kong, Maggie and Brandon, what do you think about it? How would you describe the preparation? Well, I mean, you both mentioned there was hard work. There's a lot of things to do. What do you think, in your personal opinion, is in store for our audiences this weekend?
Yes, I think the mobsters are really well prepared, as I know there is 3 or 4 sets of handbells there, and they all know I need to take which set, and I think it is very well prepared.
Yeah, so well prepared is a wonderful show ahead for the audiences. So not only we make music, but there's also drama for them. So it's not only a musical handbell show, but it's also like a storytelling show with very meaningful messages, which is linked by the handbell music we're going to make as well. So it's just gonna be a enjoyable show for the audiences this weekend.
Wonderful. Well said. Thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you. We're going to ask Val just to say a little bit about our concert this Saturday as well, because the concert this Saturday, or in MOB terms, we call it a show, no more a handbell concert. So the handbell show, we term it as a sensory-friendly show. Now, this has happened every concert since 2016. Every handbell show that the MOB has done since 2016 has been a sensory-friendly show. So Val, tell our audiences a little bit more. What actually is a sensory-friendly show and what is in it?
Okay, so basically, sensory-friendly performance are designed to create a welcoming and comfortable arts experience for people with autism or sensory sensitivities. So for our MOB-16 concert, lights and sounds will be moderated to a more comfortable level for those people who have sensory sensitivities. Alongside with that, we also have pre-show activities where we will have a list of some activities outside the theater to kind of give the audiences a heads up of what they're going to see and what they're going to experience in the concert. And then as well as we also have some coming rooms for people who might have need a space to cool down. So we do have all these things prepared for them to ensure that the performances is comfortable and is sensory friendly to everyone. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Val. Absolutely. We do have activities for you outside in the foyer before the show begins. We call them the pre-show hands-on experience. And these are some pictures that has happened from the past sensory-friendly shows where if you can look on the ringer on the left, the presenter, that's Valerie, by the way. Yeah, so Valerie was presenting the topic on what is ASD, which stands for autism syndrome disorder. So Val was explaining what ASD was all about to create public awareness of this of ASD and other disabilities as well. But more importantly, how we neurotypical audiences can work together and share the same stage, share the same space as our friends who have their who are disabled, and share the same space and watch the same concert together. All right, so that was to create a lot of awareness on that. There were a lot of other activities, including mass ringing, and yes, we do have the return of Chandran, or we should call him the MOB genie. That's right, the genie is back. You will get to meet the genie, and he will be telling stories this year. We do have a twist in the way we present our stories. So if you want to know more about it, come on down, check it out. There we go. We've got hands-on on the color desk bells as well, right? So there will be a mass ringing session where people would gather and ring together on these color desk bells. And here we go, a newspaper cutting from 2016 when the Straits Times covered our first sensory-friendly concert. By the way, it was the MOB that created the first sensory-friendly concert here in Singapore. And that's why this was also covered in the newspaper and Channel News Asia. So come on down, 45 minutes, 30 minutes before showtime to participate in our activities, which includes coloring, mass ringing, and a hands-on touching, or sometimes we call it the petting zoo, where we have bells and percussion and cymbals, tubular bells, all placed out for you to touch these instruments, to allow your child, to allow yourself to mentally prepare what you're going to expect to listen and hear back once you're inside the concert hall. And of course, just to also mention that the sensory-friendly concert requires, or I wouldn't use the word require, beg your pardon, allows us, the presenters, to use lighting as moderately as possible and also moderate the sound volume so that none of our audiences will get shocked from any theoretical effects. And should there be any effects coming up, should there be, yes, we will put out a warning sign before that happens, so that you will be able to enjoy the concert, the show, in a very soothing and accommodating way. Okay, now we've got some messages coming in. It's coming in fast and furious, by the way. There we go from Jade. She says, get your tickets this Saturday for the 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. show. Michael Johnson asked, 3 p.m. 7:30 p.m. is it Singapore time? Yes, sir, it is Singapore time, and that will be plus 8 hours GMT. We are 8 hours ahead of London. Jade says, yes, this concert is a face-to-face concert in Singapore at the Drama Centre. That's right. No, Michael, it will not be streamed online on YouTube for copyright reasons. But we do invite you to come to Singapore next year for MOB-17, and we look forward to that, Michael. And I'll be happy to make a return trip to Manchester United. That would be okay. Let's not talk about football here. All right, moving on. Barbara asks, will Michael please tell us about the piece he arranged for MOB-16? Michael, over to you, Michael.
Sure. Hi, Barbara. Great to see or be seen by you. This was a fun, very quick commission. Damien and I were chatting in the fall, and sometime around in December, we got serious about talking about the concept of wanting to include Never Enough from the power ballad from Greatest Showman. And there's no arrangements of that, or there weren't at the time for bells. So Damien asked if I would be up for arranging it for MOB. And I said, yeah, you probably need that pretty soon, right? This was like, what, Damien, the week before Christmas, I think we talked. And he
Yes,
said, well,
we did. Yeah.
Late January, end of January, whatever, that would be fine, which is a quick turnaround still. But I love the song, love the show, and of course, love MOB. So got into getting the bells and chime parts arranged for that, which was a lot of fun. It's so interesting to listen to a piece over and over and over with the intention of arranging it rather than just, casual listening for enjoyment. You discover all these layers. I wanted to make the synth. We did it for the bells and chimes as well as drums, percussion, synthesizer, and bass. And so I wanted to be as true to the original as possible. And so the synth part, I bet you I listened to that song, somewhere about 485,216 times. But loved every measure of it. Every bar was great. And they're doing amazing work. It just, what was so exciting, rewarding, intriguing for me, and inspiring really, was that I sent Damien the first draft of the bell part on what was for you guys in Singapore a Friday evening. And
that's right.
He printed out, and he said, should we Zoom with the mobsters in rehearsal on the first read? You can give us some feedback tomorrow morning. We're rehearsing. And I said, sure. So that was, of course, late night for me on Saturday morning for MOB here in Singapore. And you all were at it for about 35, 45 minutes. And
Yes.
Damien sent me a text and said, okay, we're ready. Jump on Zoom. We want to play it for you. And at the first read, it was almost ready to go already. And so that was so astounding to come here again and be able to dig in from the very, very moment we began rehearsals into making music with the piece and not chasing notes, not worrying about rhythms, not beat it down and fix things. It was all the basics were there, and we were ready to start doing some great music making. And man, they're doing some great music making. So it was a delightful commission and a wonderful chance to do a really well-loved piece from the musical theater movie genre and get that out. So a plug, it's now available, self-published through New Domain Music on sheetmusicplus.com.
Fantastic. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Well, we are really, really, really privileged and blessed and honored, Michael, that you have actually written the work and dedicated that to our MOB-16 concert. So thank you so much, Michael. That's the first ever dedication that we've ever had after 16 years.
Well, thank you. It won't be the last.
Thank you. Okay, for those of you who are wondering what's this chat about, it's for the MOB-16 concert. That's right, that will happen this Saturday at the Singapore Drama Centre Theatre, Saturday, 18 February 2023 at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $25, available from this website here, mob16.weebly.com, or directly from Eventbrite. Tickets are still available, but very, very few left. So do grab it as soon as you can. If not, you need to wait till next year before you see the next MOB show. Well, in our closing part of our chat this evening, we're going to ask a non-handbell question, I guess. I think it's called non-handbell question. But because all of you are guests here in Singapore, so here's your question. How do you like Singapore and what have you done so far? Let's go with the trio, shall we? Leslie, Yolanda, and Layla. Let's hear from the three of you. How do you like Singapore? What have you done so far?
I'm loving Singapore. This is just hopefully the first of many trips for me. I have been to the zoo, I've been to the aquarium, done the hop on, hop off bus to hear a lot of the history and see a lot of places. Now I want to come back and go spend some more time. And we've done a lot of eating.
Okay. That's the first eating that you guys just heard, okay? All right. Thank you, Leslie. Wonderful. Yolanda, your turn.
Okay, I love Singapore. Sam, and the Singapore is so fun. It's maybe I show you the photos like this. I have drawn the sidecar in Singapore. Yeah, they will drive the sidecar to many places to show the story or history, and then get more some.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then you will take light car, light car to us. Yeah, just it's very funny trip here. Yeah.
That's so cool. The sidecar. Thank you, Yolanda. What about Layla?
We took a river cruise today, this evening, and then it was so nice.
Yeah.
And then I love the view. Like you can see both central business district view with like heritage buildings.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? I love the view.
This is the Singapore River view, right?
Yeah.
Because the Singapore River sails past the Merlion Park, Marina Bay Sands, the Esplanade Theatres on the Bay, the Sir Stamford Raffles landing site, Anderson Bridge, Kavanagh Bridge, Reed Bridge, all the way down to Clarke Quay. Oh my God, I should be a tour guide.
Yeah.
Please let me know. Oh, gee. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Yolanda and Leslie. Okay, how about next? First time to Singapore, we've got Maggie and Brandon. Second time. What do you like about Singapore? What have you done so far?
Yes, and we watched the Frozen musical last night. It is really great, and it is recommended by Damien and Valerie. And the show is really good with the great music and especially the effects. And I think everyone should go for it. Actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. What about you?
Yeah, so far I think like Singapore is a really diverse place, right? So there's a lot of things to do. So we have tours, we have musicals, but like for the main thing I did for this tour is just eating and eating. We've just been eating nonstop, and we just come back here and rest every day with a full stomach. So yeah, I think MOB, especially Damien, has been a really good host by feeding us every day. Yeah. So there's just good food every day. Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you so much. Absolutely. There's this saying that Singaporeans' favorite pastime for Singaporeans is actually eating. Yep. Yep. We live to eat. That's what it's all about. We're really glad that the both of you are enjoying yourself here in Singapore. And last but not least, what about Michael and Mike? What do you think? How do you like Singapore and what have you done so far? This is your second time here, we understand.
Yeah, and it's been very different because the first time coming in 2019, it was a lot of the tourist must do things, the Peranakan Museum and the Raffles Singapore Slings and Marina Bay Sands and the Merlion and going to the zoo and the night safari and the super trees. And so this time, we certainly did a couple of those things again, but it was more kind of like we're more familiar with it. We're like kind of back home, and being able to just kind of be out on the street and walk around and people watch and observe some of the culture, do some shopping, just kind of watch as Brandon said, it's such a diverse array of people here and so many cultures that have combined into this beautiful melting pot. And it's been nice to be able on the free time to just be out in the middle of it and just enjoy kind of soaking up all the different cultures and the scenery and the folks that are around. It's just been fantastic.
Thank you.
I agree with everything Michael just said. I think coming back here is like coming home again. And the MOB is like an instant family, with Damien kind of leading the way, being the host, taking care of everything that we could possibly, think of and things we didn't think of, and making sure that we had a sampling of the very best food that Singapore has to offer, everything local, everything from our regions. It's been really, truly incredible.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. We're really, really happy that you're back here, like I mentioned earlier on in this show. And we look forward to having you back in the next couple or 3 years' time. Yes. Well, we have one more question here from Jade. She asks, would you say that you spend too little time here in Singapore? What do you guys think? Jump in. Anyone, jump in.
I want to say one quick thing, because we just had this discussion tonight after coming back to the hotel. I said, it's a very intense schedule that we're keeping while we're here with the workshops and the rehearsals and everything. And there's part of me that's like, okay, it's been what, a week now, and a couple more days to go, and I'm like, I'm ready to go home. But then the more I'm settling in, it's like, well, I'm not ready to leave. Like, I want to go home. I miss home, but I don't want to leave here either. So that's a tough question, Jade. It's a little of both, but no, I relish the time. We've packed a lot in, but it's been fantastic.
Thank you, Michael. Anyone else would like to jump in? Nope. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 11:37 p.m. right now, by the way, here in Singapore. So for one last closure here, this is all about the MOB-16 Fantasies, Hopes and Wishes Handbell Show happening this Saturday, 18 February 2023 at the Drama Center Theatre, 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Tickets at $25. You may get your tickets from the MOB16.weebly.com or Eventbrite. So get it really soon, because tickets are very few left. Okay, Val, it's been wonderful working with you as co-producer of this concert. I would really, really, really like to publicly say thank you so much, Val. You've been fantastic. Let's give Val a round of applause, shall we? Thank you, Val. Thank you so much. Oh, I got to do this, the Nashville thing. Yes, those of us who have been to Nashville, yes. And Mike, thank you so much for coming back. Have a good rest tonight. To Leslie, Yolanda, Leila, thank you so much in English. Tochesai. Yes, in Cantonese, thank you. And in Japanese, arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you to Maggie and Brandon. Thank you so much for coming to Singapore. We hope you guys enjoy yourself here. We've got one last word from Michael Johnson. I hope it all goes well. Thank you so much, Michael, Barbara, Jade, and all our friends who were watching all this past 40 minutes and who are about to watch on, because this is going to be left on the YouTube, so we can continue watching even though after the show has ended this Saturday. In the meantime, everybody in the world, stay safe, continue your ringing, keep dinging. We came up with a new word, keep dinging and ringing. And most importantly, from Singaporeans to all of you out there, keep eating. Stay safe. God bless. Good night, everybody. Thank you all. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.